Hey guys, D-Man here, and today we are talking about Star versus the Forces of Evil, a little bit of a theory. So, in the most recent episode, we were introduced to time travel. I'm pretty sure this has never been introduced in the story before. Maybe it has in the book, I don't know because I don't have the book. But I'm pretty sure it's never been introduced in the story in the actual cartoon before. I know there's been like different dimensions, different realities, but I don't think time travel has ever been introduced. So, today we're talking about time travel and what can it do? Like, what could it do for everybody? So, when I thought about this, at first I thought it could definitely erase some things and change some things, like Star and Marco ever meeting. It could totally change that. Someone could go back in time and change the fact that they ever met for some reason. I don't know, maybe Tom, because he's pissed off because they got together, or maybe a villain of some sort. They could go back and stop Star and Marco from ever meeting. They could go back and make Star go to the school for Waverly Princesses, I think it's called, or something like that. Where Star would have been with Miss Heinous, and then that whole arc would never happen because she would have been brainwashed with Miss Heinous, and then that whole thing would have never happened in the first place. It could have done so much stuff with just Star and Marco in general. Like, it could have changed their relationship. It could have got them together. Like, Star or Marco could go back in time and get together with the older self and be like, go date this person, sort of thing. They could even change it where so yeah, they could do a whole bunch of stuff with that. Like a whole bunch of stuff with Star and Marco, where they could just change a whole bunch of stuff, where they could be like, no longer are they friends, or they met but they're not friends, or this or that, or this or that. Like, there could be so much stuff that could impact the whole series, and maybe even erase it from the very beginning. Maybe even get Star a different house to live in when she was on Earth, so she never even met Marco. And then I thought, like, what about Meteora? They could change so much stuff about her as well. They could have went back in time and kept her as Miss Heinous, as I said so. Like, as I said, they could go back in time and stop her from even being born. They could go back in time and stop King Shastakan, I think his name was, from throwing her away and exchanging her. They could went back in time and stop that. They could have went back in time and stopped her parents from being frozen, so she could have been raised back then, and the whole series could have been totally different by now, and Star wouldn't even be a thing probably because her parents would have never met because her mom would have never existed. So yeah, that could be a whole thing with Miss Heinous. They could go back in time and change so much stuff with Miss Heinous. They could just, keep her as Miss Heinous. They could change her, babies. They could make her from not being born. They can make her stay as queen and ruler. They could do so much stuff. They could even go back in time to season 3 and make sure she wins and not loses at all. So everybody's basically soulless and dead in the season 4. They could go back in time and change that. So yeah, they could change a bunch of stuff with Miss Heinous. And then we could go back to Muni, the whole land system, and they can go back in time and change the settlers from coming and destroying the monsters. They can go back in time, stop the settlers from getting magic, from destroying the monsters, stopping Glossric from giving the magic to them, stopping them from even coming to the land of Muni in the first place. They can go back in time and do all that. That would be very interesting to see too, because that would just change everything. That would change everything, dude. But I don't know, will they do that? Is this time thing even a thing that's going to pop up in the show again? I kind of hope it is, but I don't think it is. But will they do that? I don't know. And then, as I was talking about Marco before, they could go back in time and change it so he stays with Jackie. So the blood, we'll talk about that a little bit later, actually. They could go back in time and stop it so he stays with Jackie. Or he can go out with some other girl, like Jana maybe even. I don't know. But they could go back in time and change everything where he stays on Earth and never comes to Star. Or he never even meets Star and he goes out with Jackie, or never even goes out with Jackie at all, because if he didn't meet Star, he might not even go out with her, you know? Or they could make it so Star and him could date. Who knows? You could do a bunch of stuff with time travel. And then we talk about they could change the fact that Toffee even did this event where he took over the magic world. They can make it so he didn't do it. They can make it so he wasn't evil in the first place, because they could change his outlook when he was a child. They can make it so this event succeeded and Star did die or never even went into the wand in the first place to get him back. And then this event just succeeds and the magic is dead but Star's still there. Or they can make it so she did die and he's just like alive and everybody's sad because of it. And the whole event of season 3 never even took place and it just totally changed everything. So yeah, they could do a whole bunch of stuff with Toffee. They could just like go back in time and change his whole character, or make his character work, or make it like his plan work, you know, or make Star's plan work. Who knows? Or make it plan not even happen in the first place, and stop it from ever happening. They could go back in time and keep Marco with the monster arm, because that would be awesome. They could go back in time and make him completely evil, make him one of the villains of the show, which I hope happens. I hope he's like the final villain, because that'd be awesome to see if he takes the magic wand and just becomes the final villain. But they can make it like where his monster arm comes back, or he keeps his monster arm. Maybe even he turns into a monster. Maybe someone could go back in time and turn him into the monster with like a wand or something like that, or a magical bell. I don't know. But yeah, they could do so much stuff with Marco. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They can make it where Star never healed him, sort of thing, you know? They can just change this whole event from ever happening. And then we have Eclipsa. I have the Blood Moon here somewhere. I thought I did. But as I was saying, with the Blood Moon, I don't think I have it here for some reason. Unless it's after this. Oh, it is after this. Okay. But Eclipsa. So, they could do a lot with Eclipsa. As I was saying with Meteora, they could go back in time and make sure Eclipsa and Globgor are the rulers of Muni. Someone could, I guess. They could go back in time and make sure Eclipsa and Globgor were sealed away for good and never got out ever. They could go back in time and make sure they didn't meet, even. They could go back in time and be like, you guys didn't meet? That's why this doesn't happen. Because Globgor and Eclipsa did not meet. Maybe they could go back in time and convince her not to go out with monsters by scaring her with a monster. I don't know exactly. They could do that though. Yeah, they could just go back in time and screw up Globulus and Eclipse's relationship, or destroy it, or make it better, or make it like happen still. There's a lot of things they could do with Globulus and Eclipse. And then we're talking about the Blood Moon. Okay, so we all know the Severine episode came up. And Star and Marco lost their memories of the Blood Moon when they were cursed. So maybe something happened there that they could go back in time to get, or they could go back in time to change it completely. Maybe they're like, I want to get that memory back, so they go back in time to get it, and they see what actually happens, and they'll be like, oh, that's how it happened, sort of thing. Maybe it recurses them, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it helps someone else take the Blood Moon curse off them, because they could just go back in time and stop themselves from doing it all, or do it with someone else, sort of thing. You could do a whole bunch of stuff with time travel, and including the Blood Moon. The time travel could have reversed the Blood Moon curse on Star and Marco instead of the Severing Storm if they wanted to, but they didn't go that route. But they could totally go that route now. They could go back in time and get that memory back and do all this stuff. Man, I'm telling you, time travel might be something in there that they just put in there for good. But yeah, they can go back in time and do something with the Blood Moon, which will be very interesting. Then we have Toffee again. This one, I was thinking that they can go back in time and bring him back to life, or stop him from dying. They can go back in time, stop him from being evil, as I already said previously. Make him have a better plan. Destroy his plans. Destroy him in the first place, just kill him so he never even exists, or never even fights Moon. Yeah, they could just go back in time and make it so he never even fights, or make so he wins the fight back when he fought Moon, so the whole castle thing would be totally different. And if that did happen, does that mean Moon wouldn't have met River, and her mother wouldn't have died, sort of thing? Like, would Star even be alive, or would it be a totally different thing? But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what happens. And then we have bringing back people from the dead, as we already did with Glossaric. I mean, sorry, not Glossaric. As we already did with Toffee. We could bring back Moon's mother, go back in time, and maybe take her to the future. We could take everybody from back in time to the future. By the way, maybe that's what happened to Moon's mother. Maybe she didn't actually die because we weren't actually told how she died. We just know she died. But maybe she just disappeared after a fight and everybody thought she died. Maybe she went to the future. Who knows? Maybe Moon went back in time and saved her mother to bring her to the future. Or they could go back in time to see her mother. Or they could go back in time to save her mother or make sure she dies. And then if she didn't die, does that mean Moon and River wouldn't have gotten together? And that means Star didn't get to be born? Does that mean the monster treaty would have went through? Because we all know Moon was the one that said no monster treaty because of what Toffee did. I almost forgot his name. Because of what Toffee did. Does that mean that Moon wouldn't do that and the treaty wouldn't went on with the monsters and then everything would have been better between the monsters and humans or Mumans? Sorry. There could have been a lot of things with this. And then we could go back to Meteora's mother. I forgot her name, the warrior princess, or the warrior queen, I should say. So, we all know Meteora's mother died at a young age, probably during a fight or something. And we all know that she did a lot of bad things against Monster, even though it turns out her daughter just rebelled against that, which is funny. So, we could go back in time and bring her to the future. Or save her life so she never died. And then Eclipsa. Then Eclipsa would have a totally different upbringing where maybe she would hate monsters, or maybe she would love monsters even more, or maybe her mother herself would have killed her for even attempting to date a monster if her mother was that ruthless, which she might be because she did some horrible stuff to some people, including Nina Loveberry, but you never know. We could even go back in time and stop her experiments on Nina Loveberry, which would stop the future of Nina Loveberry ever doing bad things. But yeah, we could go back in time and save her mother or do something with her mother. Or any princess, really. We could go back in time and see any princess in time and, like, do stuff with those princesses and maybe just get an episode of that. Or even humans or anything like that. By the way, that episode, the magic bell thing, I forgot what it's called, Princess Quasar Caterpillar and the Magic Bell. I think that episode might be the Lost Mumans, because in the spellbook, there's a thing where it's just like a long time ago, there's Mumans that got split. A lot of people thought like maybe they were on Earth. But I think maybe that was it. Maybe that different dimension was the Lost Mumans. I'm just saying, that could be it. That could be definitely it, because she does look like a Muman, but from like a space age thing, sort of thing. So she could be a Muman with a magic bell. Oh man, my throat gets dry if you talk too much. But yeah, that whole thing could be a thing, because there's a lot of Muman people. And they could totally be with the magic bell. Maybe they're the main antagonist. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways. That was all my thoughts on this so far. Although, to be honest, there's like numerous and pretty much unlimited thoughts you could have on this. There's numerous unlimited just stuff you could talk about time travel in Star vs. the Force of Evil. You can be like, oh, they could do this. They could bring back these people. They could bring this person to the present, or bring this person to the past, or save this person, or stop these people from meeting, or do this, or do that, or go to the future and see what happens, sort of thing. All because of time travel. They could do so much stuff, stop so much stuff, prevent so much stuff, change so much stuff, or go to the future and see so much stuff. It's a very interesting concept that is done right in some things, but isn't done right in other things. But I think Star vs. the Force of Evil, if they do it right, they can do it right. But yeah, man, it'd be very interesting to see. And who knows, maybe Queen Quasar Caterpillar will be the main antagonist against Star Butterfly, and they'll have to fight their counterparts. I don't know. Maybe those are the lost people of Muni. You know, the lost humans. I don't know. I just thought about that, man. That might be true because they did look like humans, or she did look like a human. With I think I think like Glossaric, and then I think the other one was called Index something, because like Glossaric is like a glossary for books, and Index is like an index of books. I get it. It's a play on the books. It's pretty funny. But yeah, man, they could be bitter rivals. Maybe even Glossaric and Index know each other, sort of thing, you know? I don't think her name was Index necessarily. I think her name was like Index Leader or something like that. But maybe they could meet each other. Maybe they were even like wife and husband. I don't know. Maybe they're brother and sister. Don't know. Mother and child, or father and child. I don't know, guys. It's weird. A lot of dimensions, a lot of different universes, and obviously there's a lot of weird stuff. Maybe that was just a gag, or maybe it was something that will show up in the future. I don't know. But the whole time travel thing might show up in the future, might not. We don't have much episodes left in this season, and this is the last season, sadly. So, yeah. But anyways, I hope you liked this theory video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell because you like my content. Go down to Twitter and follow me. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, because I know I did. But anyways, I hope you liked it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell for notifications, and that's pretty much it. Do it because she wants you to, and I do too. So subscribe, watch the videos, hit one of these things on the screen right now. Okay, bye-bye, peace.